Nikki. If you didn't already know me, that's my name. I don't know, a little bit about me. I have a bachelor's in fine arts for illustration. I use it sparingly, but at least I use it more than I used to when I worked retail. I am obsessed with dogs. I'm married. I have been for over 5 years. My pronouns are they, them. I already know what my personality type is, but I'm gonna take this test for you anyway and walk you through my brain. A lot of people are familiar with the Myers-Briggs personality types. It's pretty common. I also don't believe in horoscopes, but I believe in this a little bit more, even though it is pretty equally hokey. But it's still a fun thing to do, and a fun way to kind of get to know how everybody's brain works, you know? I have a really strong feeling that most of the team is gonna fall into the same category. I feel like the I and the E is gonna be where a lot of us wiffle waffle, and then I think we're generally all gonna be the same. But we'll find out together, and we'll hold hands the whole way. You ready? Okay, which one sounds the most like you? You love completing projects. It's better to be done than to find the 100% best solution. In a crisis, you're the commander pushing the team to finish. Or you love starting new projects. You're like an architect building up your solution by exploring all possibilities to find the best approach. I feel like I'm a little bit in the middle, but I'm definitely a finisher. If I don't like starting something unless I know I can complete it because it gives me anxiety, and I think that's just my ADHD. You file ideas away in your mind to be developed later, and you like to figure out how things work, or you're good at scheduling, quantifying, and contingency planning. Everyone tells me I'm good at scheduling, but I'm only good at scheduling out of necessity. I hate doing it, but if I don't plan ahead really strictly, I will forget things and then I'll be depressed. So I think I'm somewhat on that side. You like identifying how things are different and logically classifying them, or you want to be in control. You don't like people trying to influence you or manage you too much, especially if you think it might interfere with your goal. Ugh. I don't feel like I'm either of these, so I'm just gonna say neutral. The best ideas are efficient and immediately useful. Information should be objective, orderly, and rational. Or you are passionate about knowledge for its own sake. Accuracy is important, and it doesn't matter where an idea came from if it's the best one. 100% that side. 100%. I love learning. I love just finding things out. I'm a snoop. I will get to the bottom of whatever it is, doesn't matter what. You just want something that works efficiently. You're more connected with the final result than understanding all of the steps and thought processes that led to it. The facts are fine, no need to draw broader conclusions. I already am not vibing with that statement. You're excited by following all of the steps on the winding path leading to the conclusion. Meaning is more important than pure facts, and you want to understand what's going on behind the scenes. Yep, that's me. If I don't understand all of the bits, I panic. You can't just give me what the end goal is and expect me to get there by myself. I'll freak out. Values are objective and shared. You look to social norms and expectations like etiquette for morality. Or you filter a situation through your own internal values to see how it makes you feel. You have a very personal or gut-based system of ethics can be hard to explain to others. 100%. 100%. That's very strong on that side. You often feel responsible for other people's feelings and you adjust your behavior to make them feel comfortable, typically not out of obligation, but genuine desire to help them feel good. You tend to be open about yourself if that feels supportive to others, or authenticity and sincerity are important to you, and you distrust when others seem fake and insincere, though even more important to you is that you yourself are sincere. You hold your personal feelings close to your chest unless it feels safe to share them. This sucks because I don't feel like this statement is an either or. I feel like I'm really strongly both of these things, but it just depends on the situations. I'm just gonna say neutral. You try to maintain group harmony by negotiating conflicting views and finding commonalities, or you generally don't need or want external emotional support for your feelings, and outward displays of emotion or vulnerability from a group can make you uncomfortable. No, I like the harmony. I will help be a mediator if I have to, even if it makes me uncomfortable, because if someone asks me to do that, they have trust in me. I'm gonna switch that to somewhat, though. You pay attention to the moral implications of actions, and you're more concerned with how things should be than how they are. Or you interpret situations more by how you feel about them, emotionally or intuitively, than by the objective facts that are visible to everyone else. I'd say I'm somewhat on that side, but I do agree with both. You're in tune with how things make you feel, and you're focused on self-expression and sharing your emotions through experiences or art, or you're in tune with other people's emotions and you actively try to fulfill their needs. I guess I'm somewhat this side. You vividly compare and contrast your current situation with what you've experienced in the past or with what you consider to be normal, or you pay attention to what's going on around you in the physical world right now. You're more perceptive than most people with your five senses. I guess this one? I don't know, I'm non-committal today, apparently. You objectively see what's there in the world around you without applying judgment, personal bias, or seeing hidden meanings. You can often see multiple sides of an issue. Or you subjectively filter new information through your previous knowledge and experiences. So historical context is important, not only your own and personal past, but also traditions, procedures, and laws. Why I hate that every single one of these doesn't feel like they're conflicting. These don't feel like contradicting statements. I feel like both of these things are true, and I hate it. You like to fully be in the moment, diving in and you're a little more cautious, moving slowly, subtly toward your goal, though careful planning. You keep your distance a bit more as you relate things in your environment to what you've experienced in the past. I don't know. I don't like either of these. I feel like I'm none of those, but I'm also both of them, and I hate it. You're observant and you follow concrete things happening around you, sights, smells, styles, trends, and what people around you are doing, including their nonverbal cues that others often miss. Or you like to remember and preserve the past and you favor the tried and true. Your cherished things are routine and familiar, and new things can take a while to grow on you. I guess I don't understand. The trends thing doesn't vibe with me, but the rest of this does. Because I just make my own shit up as I go, you know? You love the physical world, whether it's admiring beauty or experiencing new sensations. You might be a thrill seeker, fashion guru, or first responder. Or you're very in tune with your internally bodily sensations like pain, hunger, and thirst. Thirst, yes. I forget to eat for full days sometimes. Because if I'm busy, my body doesn't tell me I'm hungry. So I'm gonna say definitely this side for that one. Finally, a question that I can say with full confidence what my answer is. You take in new information and carefully compare it to your own past behavior and experiences while minding your routines. There's a precision to your life and you notice inconsistencies and details. Rules and precedents exist for a reason. Or you tend to live in the moment. You might be impulsive sometimes and you might need a push from the outside world to take action on something you've been meaning to do but putting off. You'd rather focus on immediate needs rather than rules and obligations. See, and I hate this. I hate this because I am both. I am the type of person that I love structure, but I crave structured chaos. I crave like going on a vacation to a place, having one set in stone plan for my day, and then having the rest of my day to play with, but knowing like where I'm going for dinner. That's the kind of trip I like, you know? Or like, I love going to Disneyland because going to Disneyland is the structure in the plan, and then when I'm there, I can just do whatever I want, but there's a little bit of structure, you know? But I do horribly when it's just, I'm in a position where it's like, well, do whatever you want. And then I can't decide what I want, you know? So like, I am exactly both of these things. And I do like routine. And I do notice inconsistencies and details. But I also live in the moment and I hate that. And I feel like all of these questions are so like, not the opposite to me. I'm too complicated to be boiled down like this sometimes, you know? And it's weird. It depends on the day. It depends on what mood I'm in. I probably have autism. You focus on a few good ideas and exclude other ones to avoid distraction. I'm always distracted. Or I'm indecisive, you love brainstorming, and you juggle a lot of thoughts in your mind at once. This is against my will. The juggling thoughts in my mind is against my will. You take in new facts from the outside world and connect the dots in imaginative or innovative ways to create new ideas and learning opportunities. People tell me that. I don't feel like I do. Or you're focused on your goals or dreams and look inward for ideas to make the future happen. I guess a little bit more on this side because that's what people tell me. It feels more like your brain is doing the processing unconsciously and you tend to suddenly reach aha moments that make you want to take action. Or your world is an explosion of ideas, consciously deconstructing things in their component parts, seeing symbolism and drawing connections that others miss. I'd say somewhat this side. Especially when it comes to media. I don't know about like life when it comes to drawing connections that others miss, but like, you know, I think a lot. You dive deeper into fewer subjects and combine pieces of information to build toward a single cohesive idea, or you have a variety of hobbies and you like bouncing from subject to subject. You focus on exploring possibilities. I'm only the dive deeper into fewer subjects when either I'm hyperfixating on something, and that's only for the thing I'm hyperfixating on, or I'm hyperfixating about something in my life in a negative way, and then I have to think of every bad possibility that could come about to the point that I make myself sick. Because my brain thinks of it as being preparedness when really it's just fucking ruining my brain. So I'm trying not to be that side. And I'm not that side about most things. I'm only this side for specific situations. So I guess I'm more of the variety of hobbies one. You're open-minded and bored by routine. You hate situations that lack exciting mental inspiration. Or you like making a choice so you can get to work. You see situations from many perspectives and pay attention to how your internal world is impacted. I guess I'm bored by routine. I I like routine, but I don't like too much of it. Even if you're an extrovert, you're energized not so much by just being around people, but by learning, whether that's finding out who they truly are, understanding a different point of view, or challenging each other with stimulating a conversation, or you're great at just jumping in to get started, but sometimes you jump to conclusions too quickly and make a choice of that. No, yeah, it's definitely this one a little bit more. For each of the following questions, please choose one answer. Oh, this is different. Okay. I don't know how this is weird. Anyway, how do you direct your energy outward in the world? Toward other people in unity? It's less about making sure everything operates effectively and more that you genuinely feel deep empathy for people and feel unsettled if you know someone feels excluded or unheard. Or towards results and accomplishment? It's not that you're a cold person, but that it's important for you to achieve outcomes and reach real solutions that actually solve problems. What will be best serve the group? What relationships and social dynamics are at play here? And how can I connect with people more deeply? How are you relating to one another? Or what will allow me to finish this project and achieve this goal, which could be anything from keeping the sink empty, dishes, quarterly sales target. How can I check this item off my to-do list? I'm terrible at accomplishing anything. So function most efficiently. I wish I was that guy. I'm the other one for sure. Once I read these two little blurbs at the bottom, I was like, the top, I can kind of be that way, but that's mostly in delivery that people think I'm cold. My motives are the other one, you know? What do you focus on within yourself? What feels authentic and aligned to your individual values? This isn't a logical analysis of what makes sense, but rather what feels right to you, or what seems most logical and rational to you. You feel the feelings too, but you prioritize analytical thinking that feels more precise. What is most true and accurate here? What is unclear? What are the biases at play? And which decision-making criteria are the most important to me? And what are the pros and cons along those dimensions? Or I might look at pros and cons too, but what's most important is trusting my instincts, emotion, and what I feel in my body. And what's right, what's ethically in line with the person I am and who I want to be. Number 2 of this is really what seals the deal on this one for me. And I feel like this one is one that's a little bit easier for me to talk about. I'm an extremely political person. And that's part of me that I have quieted for the benefit of the team for a really long time. Not necessarily in my personal life, but in my public online life. And I've kind of, not for videos, but for my like personal social medias, I've kind of decided that I can't be that anymore because it's negatively impacted me emotionally. Because I do care very strongly about ethics, and I care a lot about how I think other people in the world should be treated. And I think that it's a shame that that has to be considered political, because it isn't. It's just giving a shit about the well-being of other human beings, and also feeling like I hold myself to a certain standard, and that certain standard is letting disenfranchised people know that I care about them and that I want the world to be better for them. I don't know what it's like to be Black in this country. I don't know what it's like to be an illegal immigrant in this country, but I do know what it's like to be a minority in this country, and I really give a shit that people know that I see them. I feel like the line, what's ethically in line with the person I am and want to be, really like resonated with me, because that's kind of, in the new year, something that I'm looking to let myself get back to. Yeah, it's just something that it's important to me. What do you most love exploring? Abstract ideas, patterns, and how things are connected. Things could be anything from technical data to points of people's feelings, or physical sensations and experiencing the tangible world around you via your senses. That could be anything from hiking through the elements to noticing clothing trends or appreciating delicious foods. Ooh, I don't like this because I feel really strongly about both of them, and I really like both. Okay, what does the future hold? What will the patterns I'm seeing lead to, and how can I innovate? How are all these pieces of information related? What are all of the different ways we can handle this? Let's brainstorm as many ideas as we can, however crazy. Or what's realistic and practical right now, not someday. And I hate planning too far ahead or sticking to big picture goals. I'll just improvise and figure it out as I go. I feel like when it comes to academic pursuits, because I'm the type of person that I would go get my master's degree right now if it was free. I love school. I love academia. I love learning. I love that shit. It's my favorite. I miss college every day of my life, but I do not miss my student loans, which I still haven't paid off, so I can't miss them. They're ruining my life right now. However, I really only feel strongly about the abstract ideas thing when it comes to academia. I feel like when it comes to the broader sense of just life, I'm more this side, you know? Because I like just experiencing what life has to give me, you know? Especially when it comes to like, I love going on hikes. I love getting outside. I love nature. I love just picking a day and driving to the beach for no reason. Like, I love that shit. And I have a hard time thinking big picture. And I think part of that has to do with the fact that I spent a lot of my life really depressed. And I didn't think I had a big picture to think of, which is a shame to say. And now that I'm a little bit more secure in myself, I think I'm allowing myself to think big picture a little bit more, but my big pictures are always vague, you know? Like, I don't have a concrete, like, where I want to be in 5 years. I'd much rather, like, my goal is just own a house. Vague, you know? What do you tend to pay most attention to? What's really at play behind the scenes, whether we're talking about the economy, office politics, or a person's emotions? What does this all really mean? Are there hidden insights to be found here that other people miss? Or best practices, what's been proven to work before, and what trusted experts recommend? Expert according to your definition, not necessarily famous mainstream experts. What's safe, comfortable, and repeatable? How does this fit into my goals and my clear vision for the future? Sometimes it feels like insights and epiphanies just bubble up from my subconscious like a light bulb going off. Sure, I'll trust someone else's expertise, but I'm not all tied to it if something better comes along. Or if I want to market a product, there's no sense in reinventing the wheel. I'll trust what's worked for our company before. I want to make a nice dinner. I'll trust the recipe that's been passed down. I wing shit all the time. I honor the past and appreciate rules and traditions. I'm a highly reliable person. You can count on my, okay, I do think I'm reliable. But I guess for this one, it's this? I don't really like either of these options, if I'm being honest. I don't feel like I'm either of these people, but I'm just picking that one. You're finished with the 4 main cognitive functions. Now to approach this from a different point of view, let's find your type family. Which is your type family? Suggest up to 2. Traditionalist, experiencer, idealist, and conceptualizer. We've got order, details, and stability, physicality, carpe diem, people, feelings, values, and big picture objective. I already can kind of tell that I'm going to be people, feelings, values, but I'm going to read the rest. You appreciate structure, security, and set procedures instead of getting lost in abstract theories and what-ifs. You like focusing on what's real. Concrete numbers, the weather, or what's happening at home with your family. You feel a strong sense of duty and service. You value personal responsibility, authority, and tradition. I fuck authority. No, I can already tell I don't think this is me. You work hard and take pride in the fact that you can be counted on to deliver on schedule every time. A schedule helps me deliver, and I will deliver. But as much as I would love to deliver on schedule every time, and as much as I hold myself to that standard, I feel like that bottom bullet point is not a good personality trait I have. It's one that I'm working on letting go of because it does not serve me. You know what I'm saying? You live in the moment, focusing on immediate tangible results and having fun rather than theories or future possibilities. You value personal autonomy, spontaneity, and adaptability. You dislike set structure and formal procedures. You're productive but relaxed. You improvise, work well under pressure, and go with whatever works to get the job done. I want to be this person. I want to be this person so bad. I don't mind change, but I need change with enough notice or I panic. Like the experiencer is like my ideal me, and it's the me that I wish I could have more often, but I feel like my brain gets in my way, you know? Idealist, you're focused on helping humanity and making a better future. You have abstract or philosophical notions about ethics, authenticity, and how things should be. You love exploring feelings, values, and people, developing someone's potential, tuning into your emotional experience, and building authentic relationships. And you're enthusiastic, empathetic, and passionate about living your purpose, fighting for causes, and following your dreams and fantasies. Yep. 100%. I don't do personal art as often anymore. If you know me, and you've known me for a really long time, you know that my illustration background is kind of how GP found me. But that was always what I cared more about making when I made more art. That's always why I struggled with doing commission work and doing what I thought I wanted to do, which was like concept art and comics and stuff, because I was never a writer, but I always wanted to bring someone else's vision to life. And I did some of that. And then I realized that I didn't really vibe with something that representational. I would much rather present a feeling in the form of an image, or just like a vibe in the form of an image. And also like, the whole reason I did art in the first place was like, it just brought me so much joy to impact someone's life positively by seeing something I made. And that's why I'm here, is if I wasn't part of this group and part of this unit, I wouldn't be doing what I do on the internet at all, because I would have fucked off a long time ago. It's funny because I feel like it's that thing where I tell myself that if I've impacted at least one person in my life by doing what I do, then it's worth it, you know? And that's kind of the whole point. either in making art or doing what I do here. Like, that's the only reason that I want to do any of it. I want to make a difference in the world, and that's it. That's really all I care about, is living a life that I'm proud to have lived and having a positive impact on at least one person's life, you know? That's all I need. Anyway, conceptualizer. You're objective, logical, and skeptical. You seek knowledge, analyze the data, find patterns, and break decisions down to pros and cons. You're more concerned with the big picture and the future than short-term practical details, you're competitive and autonomous, and you like to innovate with little regard for past approaches, rules, or tradition. I feel like a lot of this is me, but some of it really isn't. I don't care about, this middle bullet point is not me at all. And I don't consider myself competitive. But the rest I relate to. Because the objective, logical, and skeptical is part of the reason that I don't vibe with a lot of things that are kind of woo-woo, you know? Like, I don't believe in ghosts. I don't believe in horoscopes. I'm a science bitch, you know? And I love knowledge. I love analyzing the data. I love finding the patterns. But I don't know if this is really me either. And it does say select up to 2, so I don't think I have to select 2. I don't think this is me enough for me to want to throw my whole ass into it. What is your biggest weakness? Think of yourself at your worst when you're feeling stressed. What do you struggle with? Since this might be difficult, you can select up to 3 that seem accurate. Hypersensitive and distrustful of feelings. You see others as weak and inferior? Regrettably, sometimes. You distrust feelings and look down on emotional people? No. You're hypersensitive to criticism? Also no. Unconfident and vicious. You make sweeping, critical, and vicious judgments, mostly toward myself. You distrust others, or you conform to feel like part of a group? You obsess over perfection and see things as black and white? No. Depressed and unmotivated. You withdraw and feel depressed, losing energy and motivation. You feel nostalgic, emotional, and like no one understands you. You decide that things need to be cleaned or reorganized, or you become a hypochondriac. I wish I was that last bullet point. Are you kidding? My house is a mess. Paranoid and mystical. You feel flustered and afraid of ruining relationships or losing loved ones. You're confused and paranoid, misinterpreting others' words as disapproving of you. You start to see deep prophetic significance in everything. This is terrifying to me. Sensitive and lonely. You feel hypersensitive, unlovable, and separated from everyone. You're far more emotional than usual, either crying or yelling. And you obsess over proving minor logical points. I don't know. Self-critical and judgmental. You make harsh, nitpicky judgments of others. I don't know about others, but of me. You feel the need to take action and correct what you perceive as wrongs. You feel incompetent, but you try to bring order to the out-of-control world. Obsessed and self-indulgent. You worry that everyone is noticing something negative about you? Yes. You feel haughty, critical of others like the world is against you? No. You feel self-indulgent, seeking pleasure or danger, and then you beat yourself up about it later? No. You feel anxious and less tolerant of the unfamiliar. You're uncharacteristically spontaneous and reckless. You can't help but imagine all the ways that catastrophe could be right around the corner. There's like one bullet point out of all of these that I can see in myself, but none of them feel like they're generally me. But I guess I have to pick at least one. So I guess this because I do often feel like I'm only really picking sensitive and lonely for the top bullet point. I tend to self-isolate a lot, and not because I actually need alone time, and it's not intentional, and I realize it way after I'm doing it. But when I was a kid, I used to do this thing where I would hide at my own birthday parties to see if anyone looked for me. And they never did. To the point where one time I slept in the bed of my dad's truck outside in November to see if anyone would come check on me. And it's really silly and kind of stupid. But when I was a little kid, I would do it on purpose as like a test. And I feel like I do it now as an adult, not on purpose, as an impulse. And it's something that I'm working on breaking. But I often feel like I'm the odd one out. Like, I often feel like I'm nobody's favorite. I often feel like I don't have a best friend because everyone else has best friends that aren't me. I often feel like I'm left out of things. Like, I wish I got invited to stuff even if I couldn't go. I know a lot of that has to do with my upbringing, and it has a lot to do with things that aren't my fault, and I know that a lot of it's not true, but that's me. Imagine that you just got home from a long day at work and you're feeling low on energy. What's usually the best way to get you re-energized? I gotta take a fucking nap. If it's a long day at work, I fuck off. No. Go be around people. Sure, some alone time can be nice now and then, but you're literally energized by people. When you're feeling sluggish or unmotivated, meeting up with friends can truly boost your energy. Or get some alone time. Sure, hanging out with friends is great, but to truly recharge your energy, you need some solid time with no one else around. Yes, my husband doesn't count because he is my energy person and we can just sit silently on the couch together. But if it's been a long day at work, the last thing I want is to see another human face. Which way of making decisions comes most naturally to you? You probably use both of these methods. But which one do you go for first? Lay out the pros and cons, work out what's most logical, but this doesn't mean that you're a robot without feelings. Check how your gut feels or choose what best aligns with your personal values. Yeah. Imagine you're walking around outside. Where does your attention tend to be focused? On the future or the abstract? You're focused inside your head on ideas or possibilities, however impractical. Or on the present or the past? You're focused on what's real, practical, and usually happening in reality. While out hiking, you realize you haven't been paying attention to your surroundings since you've been caught up thinking about philosophy or the future. Or you find yourself thinking about how you would group types of plant life around you. Or if someone is giving a presentation on work, you're focused on connecting the insights in innovative ways, thinking about how the ideas connect to others you've had before, and projecting blah, blah, blah. While out hiking, you notice all the varieties of plants and animals. You want to take it all in, either by smelling and touching everything or by doing something with your body like running or dancing. Or you find yourself thinking about how these trails were laid out 100 years ago. As someone who's giving a presentation at work, you're trying to figure out how their big ideas will actually look in reality. If we go this route, what concrete steps will it take? I guess that one. Compared to other people you know, which one sounds more like you? You're a decisive decision maker who sets specific goals and follows a plan, or you're an indecisive overanalyzer who leaves options open to adapt along the way. Your emails and papers are nicely organized into folders. No. You're good at finishing your to-do lists. No. Friends or colleagues will say that you're the most valuable toward the end of projects because you're good at making sure things get done and decisions get made. A little bit of 3 is true. Your desk is covered in sticky notes and garbage. You hang out onto things in case you need them someday. I'm a hoarder. My mom was a hoarder. I'm a recovering hoarder. My hoarder tendencies come out when I'm depressed. In the beginning of the year, I was really depressed and I haven't had time to clean. So my house is, you don't want to know. Friends or colleagues would say that you're most valuable toward the beginning of projects to add your unique ideas and make sure all the different possibilities are explored. Sure. Yep. What did I say? I've always gotten NFP. It's always been something NFP. I and E switches back and forth. I've gotten different ones like 20 times in my life. It keeps changing. It's always changing. So, the idealist / mediator / healer. Greatest strengths: idealistic, creative, supportive, out-of-the-box thinker, passionate about personal values, emotions, and living in alignment. And my greatest weaknesses: trouble with conflict. I'm conflict avoidant, but I can handle it when it comes about. Setting boundaries, yeah, a little bit. Self-critical and perfectionistic, yeah, a little bit. Can get stuck in the depths of their feelings, yeah, a lot of it. Got that. Idealist type family, introverted feeling, introverted, extroverted intuition. Okay, wow. There's a lot of data here. Introverted intuition, introverted sensing, extroverted thinking. That's interesting. Example people: Johnny Depp. Ew, I don't want that. Oh my god, the creator of Winnie the Pooh. That's cute. Frodo! I always wished I was more of a Pippin than a Frodo, but I guess I am a Frodo. Damn, I'm a Frodo! Under stress, your TE, oh my extroverted thinking, makes you feel harsh, nitpicky, and incompetent, but also like you need to bring order to an out-of-control world. Yeah, this sounds pretty factual. You often struggle between following NE and SI, extroverted intuition and introverted sensing. Oh, interesting. Anyway, I hope you had a good day. I hope you enjoy watching everybody take this quiz. After finishing it, I'm really excited to see everybody else's. And hopefully I didn't take 10 times longer than everybody else. And hopefully you have a good one. And I'll catch you next time. Pet a dog for me, would ya? Adios.